Instacart is on a mission to have you not leave the couch this basketball season. Because between the pre-game rituals and the post-game interviews, it can be difficult to find time for everything else. So let Instacart take care of your game day snacks or weekly restocks and get delivery in as fast as 30 minutes. Because we hear it's bad luck to be hungry on game day. So download the Instacart app today and enjoy $0 delivery fees on your first 3 orders. Service fees apply for 3 orders in 14 days, excludes restaurants.
On today's Smart 7, Pakistan accuses India of igniting an inferno. Joe Biden speaks out on Trump and much more. It's Thursday, 8th of May. It's World Donkey Day and happy birthday, David Attenborough.
The Smart 7. It's news, but not the news.
Wednesday saw the first Prime Minister's question time since last weekend's local elections, and Tory leader Kemi Badenoch was in fighting form despite her party's mauling by reform. She was focused on Labour and pushing hard for answers on the speculation that's been floating about a change of position or a U-turn on the thorny question of the winter fuel allowance. She wasn't prepared to let PM Keir Starmer blame the Tory finances either.
The only black hole is the one the Prime Minister is digging. This issue affects some of the poorest and most vulnerable pensioners. He's refused to listen to me on this. Will he at least listen to his own party and change course?
Starmer was unimpressed, however, and was keen to tout Labour's successes and the new trade deal with India.
Because of our action, we've stabilised the economy, and of course we're committed to the triple lock, which improved pensions by £470 last year. And Mr. Speaker, because of the work that we've done, we're a country that countries like India want to do deals with.
The India trade deal that was agreed this week has been on the table since 2021, when Boris Johnson famously promised to get it done before Diwali. That didn't happen, and despite the best efforts of the various Tory leaders, it was Labour that finally landed the deal that could be worth billions to the UK's exporters. The deal will see tariffs on British goods including cars and alcohol drop dramatically, but it's a clause on Indian workers and an exemption from national insurance that's been causing anxiety amongst the opposition. Business Secretary Jonathan Reynolds told ITV News that the deal won't have any significant impact on new migrant workers entering the British economy.
There's no impact on the immigration system whatsoever. There are no visas pledged for Indian students or for healthcare workers, as there's been some speculation on in the press. What it does do is do a tremendous trade deal for the UK with the fastest growing major economy in the world.
Indian authorities called out Tory leader Kemi Badenoch, who had worked on an early version of the deal, over claims she made about a 2-tier tax system. They described her claims as rubbish, something she then described as fake news. Labour MP Emily Darlington wasn't impressed by the Tory claims either.
I think it's really important that we look at the detail, and Kemi's not known for looking at the detail. It's actually workers from India working for Indian companies that are coming over here and working. They're already paying taxes over in India. They're not allowed to access any kind of benefits, and they pay an additional cost to access our NHS when they're here.
India's attack on Pakistan on Tuesday night killed 31 people, according to Pakistani authorities, who accused their neighbour of igniting an inferno. India maintains the strikes were in response to a terrorist incident in Kashmir, which saw 26 tourists killed, but Pakistan is warning of corresponding retaliation. Both India and Pakistan are nuclear powers, and there's real concern that this situation could escalate into a much more serious conflict. India has denied that the strikes were intended to be escalatory, but with the US notably absent from its traditional role of peacemaker, it's not clear what will happen next. Bilawai Bhutto Zardai is chairman of Pakistan's People's Party, and he had harsh words for the Indian government on Wednesday.
India has manufactured this lie to target Indian civilians. Not all Muslims are terrorists, and the world is sick and tired of the way in which this accusation is bandied about to justify aggressive actions, to justify illegal actions.
It may seem like 100 years since Joe Biden left the White House, but it's only been a little over 100 days. We've heard almost constantly from Donald Trump about how terrible Biden was as president, an opinion that's not backed up by economic statistics. But until now, Biden has maintained a low profile, appearing at Pope Francis's funeral, but otherwise avoiding the spotlight. Wednesday saw him give his first interview since leaving the White House to the BBC's Today Show, and he sounded mystified by President Trump's fondness for Vladimir Putin and the chaotic approach that the US has taken towards critical European allies.
Look at the number of European leaders in European countries are wondering, well, what do I do now? Well, what's the best route for me to take? Can I rely on the United States? Are they going to be there?
Still to come on the Smart 7 in association with Metro, Heartbreak for Arsenal, and Nick Offerman joins the cast of Mission Impossible. Right after this.
When you slow down and wash it all away, it's not just about cleansing. It's about resetting. Now, there's a new way to do it. Ocean Wave Cleanser from Osea is a lightweight biphase cleansing oil formulated with Undaria seaweed that leaves you with hydrated skin that feels as good as it looks. Wash away the day with Osea's new Ocean Wave Cleanser, available now at OseaMalibu.com or Ulta.com. Plus, get 10% off your first order with code OCEAN at OseaMalibu.com.
Welcome back. The final spot in this season's Champions League final was decided on Wednesday night. PSG are headed to Munich at the end of May to face Inter Milan after plenty of second-leg drama. The French side managed to sneak a one-goal advantage from their trip to the Emirates, and Mikel Arteta's men faced a serious challenge at the home of the French champions. PSG scored twice to bring the tie to 3-0 on aggregate, and despite a penalty save and a late Bukayo Saka goal, Arsenal were unable to turn things around. PSG are now on the way to the Allianz Arena, and Arsenal's season is essentially over, but Mikel Arteta was determined to take the positives from his team's battling performance.
Unfortunately, we are out. I'm very proud of the players, what we've done today, the way we started, how we handled the pressure, the amount of pressure. After 20 minutes, it should be 3-0. But, there is something extra that you need in the competition to go your way, and it didn't.
You probably know Nick Offerman best as the beardy guy from Parks and Rec, but he's branching out this summer. He's joined the cast of Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, which hits cinemas at the end of the month. He popped up with Jimmy Kimmel to talk about his first venture into summer blockbusters and how he found himself with a career in acting instead of playing the saxophone.
There was this terrible old ogre that we had for a guidance counselor, and I said, I guess I want to play the saxophone. What are you going to do with that? He says. And I was like, man. I said, all right, then I guess I'll be an actor, you piece of
There's a new body horror movie on the way called Together. It stars real-life married couple Alison Brie and Dave Franco, who play, a married couple who find their relationship drifting after they move to the countryside. Things get weird after Dave drinks water from a local stream, and suddenly he just can't get close enough to his real-life wife as the horror part ramps up. It's had great reviews at the Sundance Festival, and it looks like a fresh take on the newly popular genre. It hits cinemas at the end of July.
We spend our lives in search of the other half. If you think you found that, don't be so quick to let it go.
Listen to me. We've got to get out of here.
You've been listening to the Smart 7. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Hit that follow button and have a great day. Give us 7 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.